Good morning, and welcome to the second annual Women in Technology virtual sponsor pre-show. I'm Deborah Breitfeld, and I'm the Executive Director and CEO of the New Mexico Technology Council.
And I'm Mary Tiemann, the Membership Development Director.
And I'm Emily Bennett, the Marketing and Events Manager.
Deb, you're on mute. Deb, you're on mute.
There, did that work? Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now.
Oh, gosh. We're here today at Heritage Audiovisual, and we want to thank them for hosting us at their facility and doing a fantastic job on our event. So who is feeling a little Zoom fatigue? Still wearing your pajama bottoms with your best dress shirt? Wow, it has been a long year, and we are so looking forward to seeing all of you in person again at next year's Women in Technology event, and much sooner as well.
Again, welcome to the 13th Annual Women in Technology Awards celebration. We're thrilled you could join us today. Let's take a moment to share some of the history of this exciting event and how it was started. Let's hear a few words from our legacy leader and pioneer in women in technology, Lisa Atkins, as well as a look at Fat Pipe, where we're privileged to work each day.
Hey, fellow women in tech, welcome to the NMTC 2021 Women in Technology celebration. Lisa Atkins here, who, like many of you, wear many hats with Fat Pipe New Mexico, the Bioscience Center, and Ingenuity Software Labs. 13 years ago, I helped create this amazing event, and I'm so happy to see my predecessors continue the tradition of celebrating women all across the state. I don't know of any other organization that highlights our peers and brings to light our scientists, IT specialists, software developers, mentors, and community engagers. I want to congratulate our 2021 honorees, and I'm happy to be here today to celebrate you. Congratulations to all of you.
Our celebration does not and should not end today. We encourage you to participate in our next Women in Technology peer group for more great content year-round. NMTC is grateful to have Renee Moya from Robert Half Technology, Sue Ann Athens, Department of Workforce Solutions, Heidi Jackson from Rural Sourcing, Hope McIntosh from Macintosh Consulting Group, and Tanya Chavez from Presbyterian leading our popular WIT peer group.
And now, the next few moments are going to be dedicated to our valuable sponsors. On behalf of the New Mexico Technology Council and this community, thank you for your generous sponsorship and support. We could not do what we do without you.
Since we cannot be together in person, this is your virtual exhibitor room dedicated to our sponsors. To all of you, our special guests, our members, this is a great opportunity to ask questions. So please don't be shy, jump in the chat, introduce yourselves, and reach out to our sponsors. They would love to answer any questions you may have. Our first sponsor today is the City of Albuquerque. We are grateful for our partnership with the City of Albuquerque and thoroughly enjoy our working relationship with Brian Osterloh, the Director at the Department of Technology, and Mark Leach, his Deputy Director. They are doing great work transforming city services to be the most beneficial for the citizens of Albuquerque. Thank you to the city. We will hear more from Brian at the beginning of our program. Now, Mary, what's Tech Savvy Women?
Deb, I would love to share with you what Tech Savvy Women is. Tech Savvy Women celebrates and engages women pursuing their next level of impact while delivering attraction, retention, and promotion strategies, prioritizing diversity and inclusion at all levels. Representing more than 4,000 members, these women are clearly paving the way for more young women in STEM.
Awesome. Ladies, did you know that Comcast is the largest broadcasting and cable television company in the world? We are so honored to have Comcast as one of our community partners. And now, enjoy this from Comcast.
Businesses are largely in COVID. Small businesses have been almost twice as likely to shut down.
Disproportionately so.
More than half of Black business owners
struggling to obtain federal paycheck protection.
COVID-19 on African Americans.
Somehow we always find a way to rise.
To the blueprint builders, to the backbones of every block, to the late night legends and the pioneers of legacy, for the curators of the culture, for the family franchise, and for generations to follow. You might fall, but never fail. Keep rising, keep rising, keep rising. Apply today for a variety of business, marketing, and tech makeovers on us to help your rise.
Terrific, thank you. Deloitte is our next sponsor. Deloitte was founded by William Deloitte in London in 1845 and expanded into the United States in 1890. Deloitte is a big proponent of women in the workplace: CEOs, business owners, military veterans, athletes, educators, and scientists. Deloitte hosts a series of events each year targeted towards helping women build their leadership skills and their networks.
2020, a year unlike any other. A global pandemic, an economic recession, social unrest. It has tested our resolve, but it also has opened our eyes to how swiftly business can adapt, how dramatically the environment can heal, how resilient and connected we all are. Returning to the way of life that existed before COVID-19 would mark failure. This is our chance to repair and reshape the world in a way that works better for everyone. For 175 years, Deloitte has helped people, clients, and communities adapt to and embrace what's next. That journey continues with new challenges, but the same purpose: to make an impact that matters.
Thanks, Deb. We are so grateful to have Nusenda as our scholarship sponsor. And Nusenda Credit Union is dedicated to improving their members' financial well-being and supporting New Mexico's communities. They do this through affordable products, friendly service, community involvement, and financial education.
And next, Air Force Research Laboratory, also known as AFRL. AFRL is the Air Force's only organization wholly dedicated to leading the discovery, development, and integration of warfighting technologies for our air, space, and cyberspace. AFRL New Mexico is the proud home of two directorates, Directed Energy and Space Vehicles. In addition to their work in the laboratory, AFRL is dedicated to advancing technology through partnerships with the private sector, academia, entrepreneurs, and through various other economic development initiatives. We are so grateful for their commitment to building the next generation of scientists and engineers. AFRL has numerous STEM programs and an exceptional STEM outreach.
Hi, I'm Gabe Mounts here with the Air Force Research Lab in New Mexico, and we'd like to congratulate all the amazing women at this year's MTC's Women in Technology Award.
As you know, Presbyterian Healthcare Services is a private not-for-profit healthcare system and healthcare provider in the state of New Mexico. It owns and operates 8 hospitals in 7 New Mexico communities. With a large IT team, Presbyterian cares about supporting the growth and advancement of women in technology. We are grateful for their ongoing support. Deb, what about tech systems?
So thanks, Emily. At Tech Systems, they are obsessed with technology. Technology fuels the passion and commitment of helping organizations do what they set out to do. The future and how we get there depends on those who build, connect, create, and transform our world. The most successful and innovative businesses are already doing it, and they are skilled experts at bringing in the teams and support needed to thrive. Mary.
Yes, Deb. I'd love to share with you more about the Feynman Center. The Feynman Center drives Los Alamos innovation as an essential part of their national security mission by accelerating connections between research, corporate, and entrepreneurial communities. They do this by building partnerships and mechanisms that deliver their technologies and solve the nation's biggest challenges while creating a trusted external network to extend and enhance the laboratory's ability to meet their core mission. Emily, can you share more about Facebook?
Yeah. Facebook's mission is to give people the power to build community and bring the world closer together. People use Facebook to stay connected with friends and family, to discover what is going on in the world, and to share and express what matters to them, like the Women in Technology Awards.
Hi there, I'm David Williams, Community Development Manager with Facebook. We've been proud to call New Mexico home since 2016, when we broke ground on our data center in Los Lunas. At Facebook, we're committed to playing a positive role in our community and investing in the long-term success of Valencia County. Part of that investment, advancing STEM education and supporting our local schools and nonprofits through grants and volunteering. We love this state, and that's why we're excited to be a sponsor of today's Women in Technology Awards. We're thrilled to help recognize each of the amazing women receiving this year's awards and celebrate their enormous contributions to our state. To all our winners, congratulations. We share your commitment to mentorship and community impact. You're all terrific role models, especially for young girls who can look up to you and see what's possible in their own future. Continue to be brave, be bold, be you, and know we're here to help you keep moving New Mexico forward.
Boy, Facebook has been getting a lot of action in the last year, I would assume. And now I'd like to tell you about the New Mexico Manufacturing Extension Partnership. They're a statewide assistance center dedicated to increasing the competitiveness of our state's small and mid-sized businesses. They aspire to be the premier solution provider to strengthen and grow New Mexico's manufacturing sector.
Hello, I'm Jennifer, CEO with New Mexico Manufacturing Extension Partnership. On behalf of the team here at New Mexico Manufacturing Extension Partnership, we'd like to offer our warmest congratulations to the honorees of the Women in Technology Awards for 2021. Technology plays such a pivotal role in all of the businesses across New Mexico that we say thank you. Thank you for your passion, thank you for your dedication, and thank you for making a difference. We truly hope you enjoy this moment.
Intention Finance, thank you so much for being an honoree sponsor for this great event. Wow, what a difference intentional finance could make in your life. The experts at Intentional Finance will help you gain clarity and understanding about all the aspects related to your financials. Definitely freeing up your valuable time that you are now spending worrying and wondering about those financial decisions that you need to make. And now, more from Ann Schubert at Intentional Finance.
Hi, I'm Ann Schubert. I'm an independent financial advisor specializing in working with women in the STEM fields. But before I moved into the financial world, I had a 30-year career in physics and aerospace. So I know what it feels like to pursue your passion in a world where being female makes you different. So I applaud this year and all of the past years of New Mexico Tech Council Women in Tech awardees for being the inspiring role models that girls and young women need to show them that their passion for science, technology, math can lead to a fulfilling career doing something that they love.
Speaking of finances, here in Albuquerque, Rio Grande Credit Union is part of our community. They work and live here too. Your concerns and dreams for this great place are also their concerns, and they are an honoree sponsor today as well. And now, Mike Athens, the president and CEO, is here to share more.
Rio Grande Credit Union. As a partner of the New Mexico Technology Council, Semperis is bringing solutions to organizations of all sizes in all industries around Active Directory cyber resilience and recovery. On behalf of our entire company, we'd like to congratulate all of this year's Women in Technology Award nominees.
Thank you for all the great work that you do, Semperis. Our next sponsor is Artem Technologies, and they're also an honorary sponsor. Artem is dedicated to providing extraordinary solutions to real-world IT problems, whether it's the user experience, business impact, or underlying IT infrastructure. Their promise and commitment to each organization they serve is to not only meet the expectations, but exceed them. And now a word from our friends at Artem Technologies.
Our next honorary sponsor is ABBA Technologies. Since 1993, ABBA Technologies has provided reliable and secure IT services to companies and government agencies throughout the U.S. Now a message from Marquita Baca of ABBA Technologies, a wonderful member of the New Mexico Tech Council's Board of Directors and an adamant supporter of this event every year. Let's hear from Marquita.
Hi there, this is Marquita Baca with ABBA Technology, and our partner Extreme Networks are honored to sponsor this year's Women in Technology Awards. We have been part of the New Mexico Technology Council for many years, and we're honored to be part of this event. Congratulations to all the winners, and thank you for your hard work, dedication, and contributions to our community.
Thank you so much, Marquita. And now our next sponsor is UNM Rainforest Innovations. They're also an honorary sponsor. They are formerly STC.UNM and a nonprofit corporation supporting technology transfer and catalyzing economic development at the university. This aligns economic development with UNM's ongoing investment in intellectual property, technology commercialization, and the creation of startup companies. UNM Rainforest Innovations has a strong track record of working with the business community to promote opportunities for business development.
If you can prove that it's effective in one cancer, and then you can prove that the target is important in other cancers, then once it's FDA approved, you could also validate it in other cancers.
Some of my first research projects here in New Mexico were with bioinformaticians and computer scientists and mathematicians at Sandia National Lab. And my expertise in cancer biology, we've created something together that's very innovative.
So ReSpec is our first ever Emerging Leader honorary sponsor. At ReSpec, they are engineering smarter ways for major industry sectors. They are a global leader in diverse technologies and draw from a wide array of expertise, products, and services to deliver world-class solutions for business mining. They answer thousands of technical questions from diverse clients with one simple answer: yes, we can do that.
Hello, my name is Megan Chaddick. I'm the Vice President of our Data and Technology Solutions Group for ReSpec Company. We are a 50-year-old engineering firm specializing in scientists, engineers, and technologists. ReSpec has been afforded the ability to do business in the state of New Mexico for over 30 years. Congratulations to all the women in technology and being recognized by the New Mexico Technology Council. We wish you all the best of luck. Good luck. Congratulations.
Now for Metis. Metis is a 100% woman-owned business headquartered in Albuquerque that provides science and engineering services to NASA and other federal agencies. Metis combines a commitment to innovation with expertise in software engineering, aerospace engineering, and systems development to address compelling challenges in aviation and space applications. Thanks, Metis, for your support.
Thank you, Emily. Did you know that A&M is one of the fastest growing innovative IT consulting companies that specializes in network automation, data center, cloud, security, and Salesforce apps? A&M recently joined an elite group of Cisco partners with 4 Cisco master specializations, recognizing its expertise in next generation data center and networking technologies.
That is really great. Congratulations, A&M. So True Health New Mexico, True Health Insurance that certainly lives up to its name. Built by New Mexican physicians for New Mexicans, they are working daily to improve benefits and lower cost on quality coverage. True Health New Mexico, health insurance created for you. And now a word from Dr. Mark Epstein, President and CEO from True Health New Mexico.
Hi, I'm Dr. Mark Epstein, CEO and President of True Health New Mexico. We are delighted to be a sponsor and support the New Mexico Tech Council in its recognition of women across the state and their great achievements in technology. You are brave, you are bold, and you're helping to secure an even brighter future for New Mexico. Thanks for all you do.
Hey, Mary, I just learned that there's no need to send your data, information, and work offshore. With traditional models, you're forced to deal with time zones, language barriers, and delays. There's another option, and it's right here in the US. Rural Sourcing, one of our sponsors, collaborates with their clients, delivering agile and scalable software solutions across their networks of US software development centers. Isn't that cool?
That's very cool, Emily. Thanks for sharing.
Hi, I'm Margaret Bailey from Rural Sourcing. RSI would like to congratulate the honorees for New Mexico Tech Council's 2021 Women in Tech Awards. Congratulations.
Our next sponsor is Westwind. Westwind is a dedicated provider of cutting-edge technology solutions tailored for government and enterprise business markets. They have more than 20 years of experience partnering with federal, state, and local agencies to meet their unique needs while ensuring a secure supply chain. Westwind takes a big picture approach to provide the most appropriate IT and emerging technology solutions with exceptional client support.
Ladies, at RS21, they believe the power of data can unleash human potential. With better data and the right tools to understand it, we can discover new and creative solutions to the world's most complex problems. We encourage you to visit the RS21 website, and you'll quickly see why RS21 was created and why they have an award-winning team.
On behalf of RS21, I want to congratulate all the honorees of the Women in Technology and Emerging Leader Awards. Thank you for cultivating our communities by leading innovations in your fields and supporting women and diversity in tech.
Emily, who's our next sponsor?
Our next sponsor was a Women in Technology honoree last year. Myers Aero Consulting is the business of Jill Myers, aerospace engineer, licensed pilot, program manager, Air Force veteran, and business leader. Jill has over 30 years of experience in aviation and aerospace, both military and commercial. She has been an advocate for inspiring girls and women in STEM for more than 20 years. Bravo, Jill.
And now Fab Lab Hub is in Santa Fe, and they encourage you to dream it, design it, fabricate it, change the world. Fab Lab Hub is leading the way for training the new-collar workforce for additive manufacturing. Many thanks to the founder, Sarah Boisvert, and her team for sponsoring and supporting women in technology. Sarah was also one of our 2020 Women in Technology honorees and now serves on the NMTC Board of Directors.
Many congratulations from Fab Lab Hub in Santa Fe, New Mexico, to the women who have won this year's New Mexico Tech Council Women in Technology Award. You're all really fabulous.
And finally, we couldn't do this without the help of Jack and Flux, the video production team that creates our beautiful honoree videos. They go above and beyond every year for the Women in Technology Awards, and we are grateful. Thank you, Jack and Flux.
Thank you again to all of our sponsors. We truly appreciate your dedication and all of your support for our Women in Technology celebration. Now it's time to grab your favorite beverage, get comfortable, and enjoy the 13th Annual Women in Technology Awards celebration. Thank you so much for joining us. Good morning, and welcome to the 13th Annual Women in Technology Awards celebration. I'm Deborah Breitfeld, and I'm the Executive Director and the CEO of the New Mexico Technology Council. On behalf of the Board of Directors and my colleagues, thank you for joining us today to celebrate and honor these outstanding women in technology. We have a great event in store for you and know you'll leave energized and proud of the phenomenal work of our honorees. Each year, we choose a theme that helps bring our celebration into focus. This year's theme, Be Bold, Be Brave, Be You, was inspired by the incredible accomplishments and contributions of today's honorees. These women have all been bold and brave in their respective fields and created opportunities for others through their work as managers, mentors, and STEM advocates. By highlighting the incredible work done by the women in New Mexico's technology community, we hope to encourage all women to choose to be bold and brave and to aim high and refuse to be limited by outdated expectations. It is exciting to share that since 2009, the New Mexico Technology Council has recognized more than 100 outstanding women in technology in New Mexico. In addition to the awards ceremony, we will also be presenting a scholarship to a working woman to advance her career in the STEM arena, and that is sponsored by Newsenda Credit Union. None of this would be possible without the ongoing support of our community partners and members. Thank you so much for believing in the work of the New Mexico Technology Council and your continued engagement with our organization.
Good morning. I'm Joshua Fristo, the 2021 Chair of the New Mexico Technology Council and the Chief Technology Officer with Kosh Solutions. Welcome to the 13th Annual Women in Technology Awards celebration. The New Mexico Technology Council has been an important resource for me and my company by providing a conduit with other CIOs and giving me an opportunity to support important issues like workforce and broadband in New Mexico. I think we need more diversity in the technology workforce. And that starts with our youth and getting girls involved in STEM. I have a daughter and hope she will be interested in a STEM education. I continue to promote women in STEM and IT roles, but know that we need to keep working on growing the female population in these roles. The MTC Women in Technology celebration is so important as it continues to showcase the achievements of women in technology in New Mexico. It is great for girls and young women to see these accomplishments and to encourage them to consider a technology-related career. Through NMTC, events like this are key to growing the diverse workforce. My hope is that we can bring to light women and help grow our STEM and IT female workforce. I would like to thank my fellow NMTC's Board of Directors for their dedication to the organization and to promoting women in technology. A special thanks to our sponsors for today's event who continue to believe in our mission of recognizing women in technology throughout New Mexico. These sponsors include scholarship sponsor, Newsenda, silver sponsors, City of Albuquerque, Comcast, Fat Pipe New Mexico, Presbyterian Healthcare Services, Texas.
To our community, I want to thank you for bettering us, today, and bettering our tomorrow. Congratulations on your award, and we look forward to the continued excellence in years to come.
Thank you, Brian. We very much appreciate the support of the City of Albuquerque. And now I will turn it over to Mary Tiemann, NMTC's Community Affairs and Membership Development Director.
Thank you, Deborah. We are absolutely thrilled to have JJ DiGeronimo as our keynote speaker. JJ is the president of Tech Savvy Women. She is one of the most highly regarded speakers, authors, and executive strategists to attract, retain, and advance professional women. She navigated her way from entry-level positions to top-level leadership roles within leading technology companies. And now shares those strategies and insights to help her accelerate her career and her audience. She has hosted hundreds of events for women in technology and has a passion for building the next gen female leaders. JJ is also the creator of Career Strategies for Women podcast. It is my absolute pleasure to introduce JJ DiGeronimo.
Possible. As many of you know, being in technology, this sometimes is just part of the rollout plan. And I think many of us that have had a couple months or a couple years, or in my case, a couple decades, we know that things, you have to try again. And we're so happy to be with all of you. And I just want to thank you for being brave enough to carve out time in your schedule, because this really is about working on your career and not necessarily working in your career, which we spend so much time doing every single week. And, you know, it's fantastic to be part of an industry that's growing, and for all of you that are making your difference each day. So thank you for joining me here. I love the title of this conference because for many of us, you know, being bold and brave is what it takes to make it happen each day, each year, each decade. But I have to admit that I was not always brave and bold. And in fact, I had a lot of insecurities, and I often didn't feel completely prepared. And I didn't realize that many people felt this way. And in fact, it wasn't until I was 10, 15 years in my career when I started doing more research, I started my own women's group, and I started putting together groups of women for content that I could share not only with women in the field, but the women that are coming up behind us and even behind them. I started to realize that many women doubt themselves in many aspects of their lives, but really it happens so profoundly in male-based careers and definitely in STEM. And so what I'd like to talk to you today is that you're not alone, and that many of us have to get up and start again and create strategies to empower ourselves from the inside out. And what I've learned to be bold and be brave is that it takes self-awareness to really understand, how are you talking to yourself each day? Are you supporting your actions, your decisions, the projects you're working on, or are you beating yourself up on a regular basis? Are you accepting of yourself? As we all know, not everything is going to roll out perfectly. That oftentimes things are going to have hiccups and roadblocks, and you're going to have to step back, reassess, and start again. You have to be able to stretch before you are ready. As many of you know, technology changes so rapidly, and even if you have the underpinnings and the knowings of the OSI model and many of the ways that technology sort of segments itself, you still have to be a constant learner. And many of us often want to know everything there is before we move forward. But what I've learned in my research and working with so many women, that you do have to have confidence and belief that you can do it, even if you don't have it all figured out. As many of you may know, many women that stay in tech and STEM have high self-efficacy. High self-efficacy is having a vision for where you want to go and believing you can achieve it. But the only way you can build your self-efficacy is stepping out before you're ready. When you're at 60-70% mark, it's stepping out and saying, you know what, I can figure out the rest. which is absolutely necessary in this field. And then the fourth thing that I learned, to be bold and brave. So I have self-awareness, self-acceptance, stretching before you're ready. And the fourth one is building a team of people around you, mentors, coaches, sponsors, people that are going to support you through your journey, because it does take a team. It's to be able to depend on yourself, but as you move up the chain of the org chart, or you're building out your own business, you need advisors, you need accountability pods, you need people that can open door, make connections, and then they represent you in rooms that you might not be invited to. Now, I did not learn this overnight. There were many times in my career I had stumbled. And in fact, many times where people have actually told me to get out, that I did not have it what it took. And this started way back when I was getting my computer degree. I remember I got D's on a couple of my papers. I'm not a super strong writer in regards to grammar and sentence structure. And after I got my second D, one of the professors in my program said, you know what, I just don't think you're going to cut it. You probably should move into another field. And I could have listened. I could have listened to him and moved away. But instead, I went to somebody that I trusted and that had faith in what I was doing and said, you know what, JJ, you can figure this out. You can write your paper early. You can take it up to the writing center. You can pay to get it edited, and you can turn it in. Now, at that point, I had to decide, am I going to listen to the person who told me to quit and move in another direction? Or am I going to listen to the person that says, you know what, you can do this. You just have to get creative and figure this out. Well, as many of you know, as the founder of Tech Savvy Women, I definitely took the higher route. I figured out a way to make it happen. And so if many of you are sitting in a place where you're trying to say, should I do this or should I do that? Getting other people's opinion is helpful, but it really does come down to you. And what are you going to do to sort of pave your path? Because, you know, the reality is that you will fall, right? But you'll always be learning. That you may second guess yourself, but there's always another option. You may feel alone, but people are just a phone call or a text or a message away. That, you know, being a woman in tech is a fascinating career. You can learn so much and see so much, but you do have to fill your toolkit with things that are going to empower you in the times where things don't go the way you want them to go. So I really encourage you to keep going, because we need so many women in this industry. We need more women at more tables, and you are already taking the steps forward to make your difference. So be sure that you go down this path in a way that is meaningful to you and that you find people that can empower you. So as I'm moving through this, and I do plan to take a few questions at the end, you know, after the 25 years I've spent in tech, I've learned a few things. And what I'd like to do is share about 5 or 6 things with you that really have helped define not only where I am now, but many of the steps along the way. So the first thing that I've learned in my journey that I'd like to share with you is that every no is closer to a yes. And many of us are often so afraid to get that no, right? Well, what if they say no? Or what if they don't want me? Or what if they don't want what I'm positioning? Or what if they don't think what I have to say is valid? What I suggest to you is do it anyways. Do it anyways. Because what I've learned in my career is that it is advantageous to collect your no's. It's exciting to collect no's, because for me, and you, it is a numbers game. And the more no's you receive, you will eventually get your yes. And I have to say to you, this continues to happen. You know, I'm almost 50 now, and I was outlining my 3rd book last year. It took me 5 months, 50,000 words, and it's not your book, it's what you're going to write about in your book. I submitted it to 7 publishers, and all 7 said no. All 7. So I have no book publisher right now. But I'm not upset. I'm not upset. I'm like, okay, maybe I need to go towards different book publishers. Maybe, you know, I need to tweak the title or the angle. But I never said like, oh, well, that's it. I'm not going to do it again. Because you know what? It is my dream. It is my passion. And even though I've collected my no's, I'm not letting it define me. I'm saying, you know what? I am closer to a yes. I am closer to a yes. So what are you collecting your no's for? And how close are you to your yes? Yes, you may have to adjust slightly or change things around or go at it again, but I assure you that if you keep collecting your no's, you will get closer to a yes. Second thing, if you really want it, you can make it happen. I have learned this time and time again, from changing positions to getting into new P&Ls, to getting promoted, to writing books, to starting podcasts. If you want it, you can make it happen. And it really is just about continuing to search for the door or window that is open and the people that can help you open that. So don't get discouraged. There's times where you feel like, okay, I am the only one at the table. I'm not sure this is going to work for me. But many of my mentors and sponsors have been men, and because they're the ones that are around me all the time. And oftentimes they are excited to help. When I started Tech Savvy Women in 2008, so many people are like, oh, I just don't think you can do it. But I found a couple guys that would said, you know what, you can do it. You can get it started. And today it has over almost 5,000 women across the world that are in it, that are experienced women in tech. So if you want it, you can make it happen. The third thing that I learned is to be conscious of your inner voice. So many of us are excited about our dreams, our opportunity, what's available to us, but we often say, oh, I'm not ready, or I can't do it, or who am I? Who am I to do this? And believe me, I've had all these conversations with myself, and I've had them just this week. But I'm conscious now of what I say to myself immediately after I put my dream or desire out there. I actually catalog what I say with myself. And I have learned to compartmentalize that voice and say, thanks, I appreciate the advice, but I'm still going to go for it. And I think if you haven't gotten aware of what you think about your thoughts, your ideas, and specifically your goals, you're doing yourself a disservice, because you don't realize how much those thoughts sometimes impact how you feel and then impact your actions. And so really getting a handle about what you think, because I'm sure you've heard it, if you think you can or you think you can't, you're absolutely right. The fourth thing is perfection. Perfection is just a shield for people who do not feel worthy or are fear of failing. So if you're somebody that stands behind like, well, I'm a perfectionist, or, I like to get everything right, or have to do everything perfectly, not only are you missing the opportunity to build your self-efficacy, but you are also preventing yourself from admitting or stepping into your truest self, your vulnerable self, as Brene Brown would say, to say, I don't have this all figured out, but I've done something like this before, and I think I can get there. Or I know the right people that can help me. I think for many of us, it's okay to be vulnerable and say you don't know, or that you'll figure it out, or that it resembles something else. I think for many of us, always pretending we know every answer and we can do everything is not only incredibly stressful, it puts so much pressure on you. And we need you to stay in tech and STEM so badly that I encourage you to not put that much pressure on yourself and enjoy the journey. There's going to be times you fail, things that don't work, and promises you can't meet because of things that are out of your control. That happens, and that's okay, because you know what? You're going to get up and start again. Get up and start again. The last two things I would encourage you is your life with will alter your path. So the friends you surround yourself with, the teams you're part of, maybe the people you commit to, creating a family with potentially, this will alter or enhance or both your life. And I think for many of us, really thinking about the key relationships that we hold each day, the energy they give us or the energy they take away, is instrumental. Most women that I've met that are playing big have an entire team behind them. They have supportive family members, supportive spouses or significant others. They have supportive staff at their house doing stuff for them while they're here getting the work done. So don't think you can do it all alone, and make sure you build people around you that give you the ability to do your work great, but then when you're home, to do the things you want to do. Empower other people in your life to wash windows and go grocery shopping and do stuff that you might not be that excited about, so that you can do the things you love. And I say this because tech is fast-paced, and it'll take as much as you give it, and that you have to create your boundaries and create the life that you love. And that takes strategy, that takes saying yes to some things and no to other things. And I think being honest about that with all of you can not only help you, I wish more people told me, because really the first book I wrote was basically because I was melting down because I had a global tech job out of Silicon Valley, 2 kids under 3, and I was losing my mind because everyone said you could have it all. And I was thinking, holy cow, I don't know how to do this. And so I think being honest and sharing your journey and how you make it work is so instrumental. And finally, make time to celebrate. Life goes by so fast, the big and the small wins, because you know what? There's not often enough time to celebrate things, and things happen so fast that if you don't carve out time to celebrate with your teams, your family, people that are important to you, it will be on to the next problem in a few hours. And so I'm so thrilled today to celebrate with all of you, all of your wins, your nominations, people from past events, and being part of this has been really instrumental. Not only have I had so much fun working with the team, but I've also enjoyed reading all your bios and your accomplishments, and I couldn't be more thrilled to work and be with you today. And I too want to thank all the sponsors for investing in us to make this happen. So with that, we're going to turn it over to a few questions that you may have, and I hope you'll stay in touch and send me notes through LinkedIn or give me comments on the podcast, because I'm always looking for topic ideas and things that we can discuss together. So again, congratulations, and I am so thrilled to see where you go.
Jay, thank you so much. That was so inspiring. And I know that the women we're celebrating today may have collected some no's, but I believe we're going to hear about their yes today. So we do have some questions. I'm going to jump right into that. Yolanda would like for you to share how to avoid, quote, founder syndrome, and how do you move from a management style that's a doer to a delegator? Can you share more about that?
Oh, sure. And let me tell you, Wanda, you are not alone. So many women are like, I'll just get it done. I can do it faster. I can do it. But the reality is, especially as a founder, your time is worth money. And you have to think, is this a founder's problem or is this a staff problem? Because if you spend all your time doing staff problems, you're not going to be able to grow and enhance your business at the rate in which you created it, because you're going to be spending your time on $10 problems, $20 problems, $30 problems, and not $1 million problems. So you really need to be really specific on where you spend your time and how you spend your time, and make sure you create a staff, whether it's contract at first and then they come on board, but people that you empower. I find so many women are so adamant about doing it right and making it perfect that sometimes they don't often empower their teams to make decisions. So hiring people that you believe in and that you can foster so that they can make key decisions so you can make strategic decisions.
JJ, that is great advice. And I'm going to move on to the next question. Cindy would like for you to share a little bit about work-life balance. You know, often women sometimes struggle with career and raising a family. Can you just share about work-life balance?
Oh, I sure can. I have a whole book on it because I found that it was so challenging. And I have to say, like, I still haven't completely figured it out because there really isn't, balance doesn't happen for me. I really call it selective focus. Like right now I'm selectively focusing on all of you. And if my whole house burns down next to me, I'll just deal with that in an hour. Like I really have to deal with what is at hand. And that really has come with a lot of patience, self-acceptance, and realizing I'm not going to be able to do it all the time. And there was a woman that I interviewed for my first book by the name of Kathy. She was a single mom. She was in medical devices. And she once shared with me, you know what, JJ, I sit my kids down every quarter and I say, what are the 3 to 5 things you absolutely want me at? What are they? Because those are the things that are going to go in my schedule. And the other things, I'm not going to make every game. I'm not going to make every this and that. But if you tell me the 3 to 5 things I absolutely need to be at and you want me to be at, I will be at those things. She goes, I don't travel those days. She said, but you know, it's a give and take. And like, if I'm going to hit in all cylinders like I'm doing, I can't be responsible for getting laundry detergent all the time. And so finding ways in your life to outsource. And the way I look at it is I can't tell you how many women entrepreneurs work in correlation to what I'm doing. Just last month, I hired a woman to create pots and flowers in my house because I'm never going to get to it, never. And I'm empowering another woman entrepreneur. So to me, it's a win-win-win. And the reality is, like, if she doesn't do it, I'm never going to do it. And it's something that it's important to my significant other. So I'm like, if it's important, we can spend some money on it because I'm not going to be out digging dirt. I'll write something, I'll set up a wireless router, but I'm not going to be planting plants. And so being honest with yourself on who you really are and what you want to do is really important. And you should really try to get out of the should mentality or feeling guilty, because honestly, the energy you bring with those yeses are not helping anybody. So be honest with yourself and pick your yeses carefully. And podcast number 2 goes into this in detail.
Thank you. Thank you so much, JJ. I might need that person to do some potting at my house. And the last question we have, Barbara wants to know, so this is what she submitted. I know I should share my accomplishments at work, but every time I do, I feel like I'm bragging. Can you help?
Yeah. So let me just share with you that women use twice as many words on their resume as men do, but only a third of the detail. And so when you think about people going for jobs or sponsors that might be representing you in rooms that you are not invited to, they have to have data points. And most women do not share their accomplishments with data points. Now, you don't have to announce it to the whole team or the whole organization, but you have to hand select a few people that are going to essentially represent you, use their social capital to help open doors and make connections. So if you're an entrepreneur, maybe it's somebody that's connecting you to a potential partner or a potential next customer. If you're in an organization, it could be somebody who's helping position you for the next position. But you have to know your accomplishments, and you have to be able to share them with people that are going to represent you in rooms you're not invited to. And those are the times it's important to accomplishments. And there's also, I think you probably had heard there's a podcast on that as well, an episode.
That's great. JJ, thank you so much for being with us today. That was great advice. And now we are going to move to our program.
Thank you so much, JJ. What a fantastic and motivational presentation. We applaud your work supporting women in their professional development and careers. And now what we've all been waiting for, our awards program. We received 49 nominations this year in recognition of the best women leaders, entrepreneurs, teachers, innovators, and community builders in technology here in our state. This year, we have 7 amazing women to be recognized, including our first ever Emerging Leader Award. The New Mexico Technology Council is grateful to last year's Women in Technology Award winners who served on the judging committee and evaluated the applications. We also want to applaud previous WIT honorees and those who were nominated and submitted applications this year. We consider you all outstanding women in technology. I am excited to introduce our honorees with the help of my colleagues, Mary Tiemann and Emily Bennett. So let's get started. Our first honoree is a legend in our community of whom we are very proud. Sandra Begay is a principal member of the technical staff at Sandia National Laboratories. Thank you to Rio Grande Credit Union for sponsoring her award. Sandra is the daughter of a Navajo tribal leader and a public health nurse, a member of the Navajo Nation, and she has been an engineer for 32 years. She has provided energy-related technical assistance to tribes, pueblos, and the Navajo Nation, being instrumental in creating tribal strategic energy plans and the deployment of dozens of solar-powered systems in tribal communities. She earned an associate's degree in pre-engineering, a Bachelor of Science degree in civil engineering from UNM, and a Master of Science from Stanford University in structural engineering. Sandra has worked at Sandia National Labs for 29 years, where she is a research and development engineer. She also worked for Mayor Tim Keller as the city's environmental health director, Lawrence Livermore National Laboratories, and Los Alamos National Laboratory. It is our pleasure to honor the outstanding achievements of Sandra Begay.
The idea of becoming an engineer hit me when I was 10 years old. My teacher really emphasized building renderings, and I asked, is there a career, maybe like an architect, to work with people? And he says, yes, you have to do a lot of rendering, which meant drawing. And I thought, I'm not artistic. I knew that about myself already. And so I said, what else could I do? He says, well, you could become an engineer. And that's where the seed was planted.
I'm Sandra Begay, and I've been at Sandia Labs for 29 years. My title at Sandia is called a principal member of the technical staff, but otherwise known as a researcher. And I work directly with tribes on their renewable energy projects. I think everybody has difficulty in engineering and science, but I think especially because I'm both a woman and a Native American, I'm one out of 13,000 US engineers. I think what drives me is to have people like myself who've had a career explain what it's like to get to this point. And I think that's been part of the joy of my job in my career, is directly talking to people who have a mission for their tribal lands. They want to sustain, they want to be around for another several hundred years, and to be able to help them out by problems, meet their challenge, that's been a real joy for me. Because I've had such unique opportunities, I decided to hire a student, Debbie Tewa, and she was my first student intern. So over time, as of 2019, there's been 44 interns that have been through Sandia Labs that I've supervised. I learned to surround myself with people who know more than I do. And so over that time, I've grown people to replace me, to be able to do this kind of work on tribal lands. I am very proud to be a Navajo woman. And I think people who get to know me understand what that means, is that I bring that to everything that I bring to the table as an engineer. I'm comfortable in my own skin. As a woman, I'm in a male-dominated field. I think that notion of putting me in a box is not going to work because I don't do things the way everybody else does. Good morning. I am Sandra Begay. I work at Sandia National Labs. I'm very honored this morning to accept the award from the New Mexico Technology Council, the Women in Technology Award. I wanted to give a few remarks about my work and again, say how grateful I am. I wanted to just show you the award. It's beautiful, engraved Nambe ware. I've been very honored to receive this award and to have been nominated from Sandia Labs to acknowledge some of the work that I've done since about 2002, working with tribes across the United States. It's been very rewarding to work as an engineer to support tribes who have an energy vision. Specifically, I've been able to facilitate dialogue, give a little bit of an overview of the different technologies based on what a tribe's natural resource might be and how they might be able to utilize that for energy, either generation or development. I've been fortunate, again, to travel all across the United States to be able to interact with tribal communities and really help them understand where technology such as renewable energy development may be helpful to the people out in the Indian country. I have wanted to say that I am a member of the Navajo Nation. I grew up in the Gallup, New Mexico area. My home Navajo community is Church Rock, right off of Interstate 40. I'd love to give acknowledgement to my family to be so supportive of my work. My dad, Edward T. Begay, he's 86, and I'm very grateful to have my dad as a mentor and to be able to talk to him about my work. I'm grateful to my sister, Charlene Begay Platero, and her family, her husband, John, Jenaba, and Josh, who've been also supportive of my career. I also have many good, dear friends who help me on a day-to-day basis when I need some support or reassurance. They've been there to support me in any way they can. I'm so grateful for my friends and people who support my work. I could not have done this type of work without the networks that I've developed throughout Indian country, New Mexico, and in the Albuquerque area. I'm also grateful to the University of New Mexico as an alumni from the School of Engineering to be able to give back as a Board of Regent member, to be able to see where the university is headed, but also to be supportive of the student, staff, and faculty at UNM. As a woman in technology, a woman engineer, I think it's maybe a different point of view in these forums to give my thoughts in context of how do we support our community, whether academia or in Indian country. I'm help, and I appreciate that people ask for my help. I'm grateful for the sponsors of the award, the New Mexico Technology Council, the committee who read through all the applications. I appreciate your time and effort to go through the process. Again, I am so very honored to be a part of the awards. I'd also like in specific to be thankful for the support of the UNM Rainforest Innovations, Lisa Kudla and her team. I've been honored to be the chairman of the board for that organization and to be a part of that board for many years. It's exciting to see where we're headed with technology in support of technology transfer and patents and startups. So I also enjoy that experience beyond my Sandia work. Again, I am very grateful to the many people who have really been supportive through the different things that I've tried to attempt in my career. And I feel that it's very rewarding, and to have an award such as this given today, I am very, very honored. It is exciting to be a part of a group of women who've been able to achieve such great things in their career. So again, thank you to the New Mexico Technology Council, those who have sponsored my award, and also to the people at Sandia who nominated me for this award. Thank you so very much.
Wow, what an incredible career. Congratulations again, Sandra. Our next honoree is Jessica Duvernay. She's the Director of Design at RS21, and her award is sponsored by Simparis. Thank you again, Simparis. Jessica is a leader in the field of user experience and user interface, UX, UI design, and has worked with clients in complex and diverse domains, including municipalities, universities, private industry, and healthcare. She was also the collaborator with C&M Ingenuity to develop the curriculum for the UX UI design that resulted in an all-woman deep dive cohort. As a proponent of healthy workplaces, at RS21, Jessica has helped to start the Values, Employee Wellbeing, and Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion working groups. She is truly an advocate for women in technology. As a leader, she prioritizes supporting healthy, happy, balanced, sustainable teams. She believes in empowering all of the employees to be the architect of their own solutions, and while also providing mentorship and guidance required to help them achieve the change and impact that they wish to make. She has a bachelor's degree from Michigan State University and a master's of science in information from University of Michigan. Please help us congratulate Jessica Duvernay.
When people ask me what makes me excited about my career and what drives me to keep going is the ability to be creative and have fun. And at RS21, I feel incredibly empowered. And the last thing that really makes me inspired to do my job, and frankly, why I decided to work at RS21, is the impact that our work has in real life. My name is Jess Duvernay, and I'm the Director of Design at RS21. I had been a teacher, quit being a teacher, and went to grad school for library science. When I was in library science, I decided that I should actually work in human-computer interaction. That's how I got into information architecture and user experience design, which is now kind of what I lead for my team. The way that I like to describe myself is that I'm very creative, and my undergrad degree is in art, but I'm also very analytical and organized. And so having these kinds of dualities in my personality, I think, lead to good leadership. Within my first year at RS21, I had a conversation with our CEO, Charles Rath. At one of our leadership retreats, he presented us with a bunch of goals, and I said, hey, what are we pursuing these goals for if we don't have a sense of vision or purpose or the values of our company? The conversation ended up being really productive, and the result of that was now we have a set of 9 core values, and we pretty much incorporate them into everything we do at RS21. So that was a moment where I really felt like I stepped into my power as a leader. I was proud of taking that risk, and I was also proud of the impact it had on RS21. In order for women to meet the top leadership levels of STEM, I think there's a lot of opportunity for not just businesses, but for our society as a whole. There's this thought of, women should mentor other women, and I think it's really important to note that it's also men's responsibility to advocate for women. My thought is is that rising tide should raise all ships. And so those kinds of encouraging people, I think, creates an intrinsically motivated staff and also kind of models for them that, hey, like you don't have to be in this box that you think you're in. You can actually kind of expand beyond that.
Specifically thank all of these people on the list. Receive support and love, fielding your constructive criticism, rising to your challenges, and learning from you have made me who I am. You are all catalysts for my professional and personal evolution. Thank you. In the spirit of advocating for women in STEM, I'd also like to dedicate this award to 3 New Mexican young women in STEM. I've had the fortune of working closely with these women. I've learned with and from them, and I believe they may be honorees of this award in not so distant future. Celine, thank you for your wisdom, limitless creativity, and being unapologetically yourself. Alicia, it's inspiring to see you sharpen your voice and grow into the talented designer you are. I'm incredibly proud of you. And Persephone, thank you for giving me hope that the world is going in the right direction. I'm beyond thankful our paths have crossed. Finally, thanks to everyone in attendance here today for the things you've done, the things you are doing, the things you will do in the future, and the things you didn't even know you did when lifting up others, especially women, especially in this incredibly challenging last year. Cheers to everyone, and thanks again to the New Mexico Technology Council for honoring me with this award.
Wow, Jessica, congratulations. You don't have to go far from Jessica to find our next honoree. Just walk down the hall or jump on a weekly Zoom call. We are excited to recognize Stephanie Garadia, the VP of Health Analytics at RS21 Health Lab. Big thanks to UNM Rainforest Innovations for sponsoring this award. At RS21, Stephanie is responsible for the Health Lab Division's data tools and analytics development, as well as overseeing the product and services delivery for clients, which includes exclusively health and healthcare applications in AI and data science, software development, and big data engineering. She co-founded Versatile Med Analytics in 2017, a healthcare analytics and business intelligence startup that was acquired in 2021 by RS21. Stephanie is a strong advocate for women and minorities in STEM and is the current president of the New Mexico Health Information Management Systems Society chapter. She holds a Bachelor of Science in Statistics and Economics from UNM and a Master's of Science in Industrial Engineering from NMSU. Congratulations, Stephanie. We are so happy to honor you today.
In college, I didn't know what I wanted to do, so I jumped around from major to major. And then I ended up in a statistics class, and I hadn't realized it, but that was a mathematical way for me to always answer why. I'd always grown up asking why. My name is Stephanie Garadia. I'm the Vice President of Healthcare Analytics for RS21's newly minted Health Lab. I was programming computers at 12, and by the time I was 16, I was dropping out of high school. And when people hear that now, they're really surprised. And I think that sometimes that haunts me, thinking I don't fit the persona of a successful entrepreneur or a successful vice president of analytics who's leading product development and leading a company. And it's interesting because when we did that in 2017, my co-founder, Angelica, she is the most fiscally responsible person that I know. And she was actually the one who convinced me to quit our jobs without any customers in the pipeline and to just do it. That was easily like the best and the hardest decision, that I've made. I've learned a lot over the last 3.5 years. I'm really proud of myself to have done it. So I think advocacy for women and minorities in STEM is a strong platform of mine. I never really thought about it that way until recently when I started to realize and look at the statistics of how that actually is correlated with less funding and salaries, even just confidence and things like that in these fields. And so when I can, I volunteer my time to mentoring, either young and upcoming professionals about careers in data. And then I think fostering confidence in young women in math and science and getting them involved from a young age and encouraging that is definitely at the forefront of my platform. And then because of the complexities of healthcare and just the massive amounts of growing data that's out there today, I really love being able to sort through and cut through noise in the data and being able to translate that into something meaningful. Once you kind of get on that kick and you go down the rabbit hole that started and that others and other champions continue to move forward, like the NMTC and other groups and companies who make that their mission. So that's my plea. And again, thank you all so much. I'm honored and just feel blessed beyond words. So thank you, everybody.
Before we resume our program, at this time, I would like to recognize our innovation sponsors. Thank you very much. A&M, Cisco, Fab Lab Hub, Heritage Audio and Visual, Jax and Flux Visual Storytellers, Metis, Myers Era Consulting, RS21, Rural Sourcing, True Health New Mexico, and Westwind.
And now, back to our Women in Technology honorees.
And now our next honoree is Shelley Gruning. Shelley is the CEO, Executive Director, and founder of Be Greater Than Average and R4 Creating, a company that provides STEM enrichment nationwide that has impacted thousands of K-12 students in the pursuit of a career in technology. Many thanks to Intentional Finance, LLC, for sponsoring Shelley's award. Shelley is a speaker, author, STEM entrepreneur, coach of a championship robotics team, co-host of the STEM Southwest podcast, and a STEM segment on CBS. Her passion is to help kids pursue excellence in emerging technologies and launch their lives. Through Shelley's nonprofit, R4 Creating, she mentors young women involved in their robotics team, additive manufacturing program, and workforce training program. Her team, R4 Robotics, is a 13-time state champion, 6-time regional champion, and has won the prestigious Google Community International Award with VEX Robotics. All of her programs are based on mentoring and inclusion. Shelley has a bachelor's degree from Western Illinois University, a master's of education from Loyola University in Chicago, and a PhD in workforce education from Southern Illinois University. We're so pleased today to recognize and honor Shelley Gruning.
I am no longer afraid. I don't sit in the background. Instead, I realize that it's my responsibility to go out and represent and be bold so that there can be these amazing opportunities for kids. My name is Dr. Shelley Gruning. I'm the CEO of Be Greater Than Average. As a homeschool mom to 3, I was looking for something fun to do in science for my kids and stumbled across a robotics competition. That was in 2005, a few years back. My kids are now grown and graduated, but from that came this opportunity to coach groups of kids. And kids helped me to build the business and learned through it as STEM entrepreneurs themselves. As a young girl, I loved science. I was very passionate about it, but it was a day and age when girls weren't really encouraged in the way that we try and encourage them these days. And so what really motivates me is obviously the kids that come and are so excited to find their people, to figure out things like we always talk about how you can fail forward. There are no mistakes. We can repurpose that and grow from it, and we can reiterate through the engineering design process. And so it is all about the kids for me, but also building the STEM workforce pipeline. Like that has been my goal from the beginning, to really link, be a bridge, and be a pathway to a future, because New Mexico is so important to me. One of the things that we focus on, it's not just about the technology, it's about building learners into leaders. I always say the boys often come through the front door. They're like, hey, that's a really cool robot, or that's a cool drone. And often our young women come through the side door. And so I think that we have to develop programs that can respond to that. And we've done that really well over the years because I've had so much amazing support. And I think that I'm really proof that you just continue to learn as you grow and age, and that it's never too late to get involved in STEM. At Be Greater Than Average and our nonprofit R4 Creating, we encourage students to be the best version of themselves possible. Our educational programs in emerging technology build learners into leaders and grow the New Mexico STEM workforce pipeline. It is with profound gratitude
that I accept this award as New Mexico Tech Council Women in Technology honoree. What started out as a way to encourage my own children into STEM careers has grown into a program that serves thousands of students and educators across the nation. While I am the one accepting this award, there are many people that have believed in and supported my work and ideas, including my family and my co-host of STEM Southwest podcast, my husband Bob, our children, grandchild, and daughter-in-law, the Be Greater Than Average staff, especially Karina and Melissa and Erica, many hundreds of students and their families, as well as community volunteers and business partners. Thank you. Each of you have made this possible. This is a true example of how, by saying yes, a group of ordinary people can accomplish extraordinary things together. I feel so blessed to have found my people and pursue my own calling. And I'd like to invite you to join me in this adventure.
Another wonderful, inspiring story. Thank you, Shelley, for all that you do. It is truly an honor to have Nusenda as our scholarship sponsor today. Thank you, Nusenda, for supporting STEM education in New Mexico.
Hi, I'm Ernesta Vile, Course Systems Manager at Nusenda Credit Union. We're so excited to be part of the Women in Technology Awards, hosted by the New Mexico Technology Council. Nusenda has a long-standing commitment to education and technology, initiatives and investments across the state of New Mexico. This year, more than ever, we've seen the importance of technology, keeping the world connected. We're here today with great researchers, developers, and leaders from across the state. Your many contributions make a real difference in New Mexico. Nusenda is proud to support women in technology, and we're glad to support women in STEM education and career development. We're honored to award this year's Women in Technology Scholarship to Vivian Gonzalez. Vivian, we're inspired and encouraged by your story and your dedication to making your dreams come true. We can't wait to see what you accomplish in computer science. From everyone here today and from all of Nusenda, congratulations.
Hello, I hope everyone's having a great time. I know I am. My name is Vivian Gonzalez, and I am a computer science major at UNM. I cannot express my gratitude enough for this amazing scholarship. I would like to thank Nusenda Credit Union for their very generous support, my family for always being my rock, and Mana the
interview process. With the profound negative impacts the pandemic was having on small businesses, the Falling Colors Foundation funds transitioned to the COVID-19 Bridge Fund to help businesses hold on until the government funding could become available. They used their platform to distribute over $200,000 to 222 small businesses in Santa Fe County. Pamela has a bachelor's degree from UNM in sociology and women's studies and completed her master's program in social justice and community development. We are pleased to recognize Pamela Koster.
I have never met a system that I didn't want to fix. No matter what thing hits you upside the head when you're not expecting it, just keep going. Don't give up, because you'll be really surprised what you can accomplish. I'm Pamela Koster. The organization is Falling Colors, and I'm the CEO. And for a long time, I looked at our system of distributing money, and it wasn't working very well. Thank you to all who participated. I'd also like to thank Barbara Cerna and Jenny for writing me letters of support. They were lovely. Now, we women in tech have come a long way, but we have a long way to go. And the only way we're going to get there is by supporting each other, as exemplified by things like this award. Together, we can do this. I know we can. Again, thank you to everyone for honoring me in this way.
Thank you, Pamela. And we'd like to thank ABBA Technologies for sponsoring our next honoree. Dr. Lori LeBrock is the director of the New Mexico Cybersecurity Center of Excellence, the New Mexico Tech Cybersecurity Education Center, as well as a professor of computer science and engineering. Her work with the cybersecurity centers leads projects including a summer institute with Sandia National Laboratories, an expansion project for Codebreaker Challenge, and an economic development project to help New Mexico companies prepare for cybersecurity maturity model certification. Lori has extensive experience in cybersecurity as well as parallel and high-performance computing. Her research includes enterprise-wide cybersecurity, foundations of computer science, information assurance, parallel processing, and visualization, with a focus on complex problems that require the integration of many aspects of computer science. She holds a Bachelor's of Science and Master in Science in Computer Science from Michigan Technological University, and a Master's of Science and PhD in Computer Science from Rice University. It is our pleasure to recognize Lori LeBrock.
What I got really excited about in computer science is you can make a computer do anything. And it's just really fun to figure out what is a good way to express this thing you want it to do. Hi, I'm Lori LeBrock. Well, I'm the director of 2 cybersecurity centers here in New Mexico and a faculty member at New Mexico Institute of Mining and Technology in the Computer Science and Engineering Department. I was the first in my extended family to think about going to college, and my father in particular was very supportive and said, you can do anything you want to do. I started going to college at Delta Community College, and I worked full-time at Kmart back then to put myself through school. That led to an opportunity to get a master's degree after I finished my bachelor's and to really start teaching there. I got my PhD because I love to teach, and New Mexico Tech was just the right fit. The thing that I'm most passionate about is really helping students and colleagues and just everyone I work with become their best professional, happy self. For me, I do consider a lot of things I do mentoring, both for colleagues and students, and I get a lot of mentoring, whether students know it or not, from them even. And so I think one of the biggest things we can do for increasing women and underrepresented students, whether it's from low income or from a minority group, is outreach opportunities, the cybersecurity program, the Women in Computer Science program. They're all about helping students that don't have the exposure get that opportunity. We can help improve the engagement of all of our fellow citizens in making our country better, making our lives better.
Hello, everyone. It's my honor to be awarded the Women in Technology Award this year by the New Mexico Technology Council. To be awarded with this amazing group of women is really an outstanding honor. So thank you to the Technology Council for this selection. Thank you to Sharon Sessions for nominating me. And a huge shout out thank you to my husband, who is my daily supporter and challenger in everything I do. The folks here at New Mexico Tech have been wonderful to work with over the years. And the women's group here that is on a daily basis celebrating when we have successes and providing a shoulder to lean on when we have challenges are really a fundamental part of my success. Without the team here at Tech, I wouldn't have been able to do what I've been able to accomplish. So for the last 19 years here at New Mexico Tech, I've been working to help students prepare for and contribute to our society in cybersecurity. Our program here that was just approved this year in transdisciplinary cybersecurity focuses on preparing students from a wide variety of disciplines to contribute to society making us more secure, ensuring our privacy, and helping us as a nation and as a state in particular be more successful with fewer losses. So I'd like to encourage all of you, the women and the men, to contribute to cybersecurity in your daily life and consider it for a discipline as you transition between the multiple careers we all now face. So thank you all for this great honor and have a wonderful day.
Extreme Networks also generously sponsored this award. Thank you, Extreme Networks.
Congratulations, Lori. It's always such a pleasure to hear about all of the great work that you're doing. And now for our first ever Emerging Leader Award. Our gratitude goes out to Respec for sponsoring this next honoree. Tara King is the Developer Outreach Manager at Pantheon. She is an active advocate for open source technology and diversity and inclusion. She is a self-taught developer currently leading Pantheon's community team, where she helps web developers find success, build their skills, and develop their professional networks. Prior to working at Pantheon, Tara was a senior developer at Universal Music Group, where she led a massive internet project to support Universal's global employee base. She has a Bachelor of Arts in Cultural Anthropology from Macalester College in St. Paul, Minnesota, and taught herself to code via community participation and YouTube. And now let's hear from Tara.
And in this world, it was like all these fun problems, all these hard questions, and these wonderful people. And so I just kind of realized that's where I want to be. So my name is Tara Renee King, and my industry is open source development. So I'm working with people in the Drupal and WordPress communities to build the tools that people use to make websites around the world. My history is a bit unique. A lot of people don't come from this kind of fully self-taught background. I am a tech person who loves people, and I don't really see them as separate. I know a lot of people want to just be focused on the code or just on the tech. And I really spend a lot of time working on my communication, my listening, my writing to help people feel comfortable, kind of really focused on that human element, I think is one thing that I pride myself on. I think for women in tech and for underrepresented people in tech generally, there's sort of a constant series of risks because you're often the only person in the room that looks like you or has your background. The first big one I can think of was the moment that I decided to call myself a developer. It was a really, coming from this other industry and feeling sort of like, I don't know if I qualify, like I don't have a degree, I don't have the credentials, and going in and saying, I want to be a Drupal developer, like putting that on my resume, putting that on my, cover letters, and interviewing in that way took a huge amount of work on myself and a huge amount of encouragement from people who were able to see my skills in a way that I wasn't able to see. So I'd say that was like the first kind of big, this is what I want to do, and I'm going to actually step into that and own it. And it was very early in my career, but I think it's shaped so much of what's come after. Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for this award. I'm Tara King, and I am so honored to receive the New Mexico Tech Council's Women in Technology Emerging Leader Award. 10 years ago, when I was teaching myself PHP and web development at night and on the weekends, I never would have expected to be winning any kind of award. I really just wanted to make one good website. Luckily, in the process of learning how to make one good website, I stumbled onto the Drupal community, which is an amazing community of web developers and open source contributors. Over the years, these folks have taught me so much, not just about development, but about community building and leadership. And they've opened the door for me to have a really wonderful and fulfilling career. Open source has already changed the world. It's used by countless businesses in every industry, but it's not a very diverse place for those of us who are building the software. So it's been a real joy to connect with other women, GLBTQ folks, with people of color in open source to make those environments more supportive and more reflective of the world that's using open source software every single day. I hope to continue leading the way in making open source a more diverse and welcoming place for all people, and this award shows how important that work really is. Thank you so much to my partner, Paul Schulzenberg, for his support. Thank you to Drupal Diversity and Inclusion for believing in me on my journey to leadership and giving me so many opportunities to mentor and give back. Thank you to Carolyn Shannon, Drew Gorton, Alex Lochnan, and Sarah German for supporting me throughout my career. Thank you to my parents for putting a computer in my hands at a very early age. I mean, really very early. And of course, thank you to the New Mexico Tech Council. This has been a wonderful experience, and I'm so proud to represent New Mexico in our global open source community. Thank you.
Didn't I tell you these women were impressive? Let's give all of our award winners one final round of applause today. Our gratitude goes out to all of our sponsors for today's event. Thank you all for joining us and for your support of the New Mexico Technology Council, one of the most important and abundant resources in New Mexico, women in technology. And we look forward to seeing you in person soon. Have a great day.